So today we're going to be doing a company spotlight on Right to Bear, which offers self-defense coverage. Now, Right to Bear is out of South Carolina. Right to Bear is a sister company to Palmetto State Armory, which is how I became an affiliate. I love Palmetto State Armory, love what they're doing, putting firearms in the hands of every American they can, and I really appreciate that mission statement. So when Right to Bear reached out to me about joining their affiliate program, I automatically did it. Then I started to look at their coverage, and they offer some things that some of the others don't for the base price. So with Right to Bear, you do get psychological support after an event. So if you have to use your firearm in self-defense, you end up, taking care of business. That might mess with your head a little bit, and you may need someone to talk to, and they do offer that. They also offer expert witness. So in trial, you'll get an expert witness on your behalf, and that is included in the base coverage. They also offer some discounts to industry partners. I'm not sure exactly who yet. I haven't figured that out. I'm not a member of Right to Bear yet. Now, I do have coverage with one of the other self-defense coverage companies, and I may be switching over to Right to Bear after this because I do like what they offer in their base package. Now, their base package runs about $165. It runs exactly $165 a year, or $15 a month. And it's about the same as some of the other companies' base packages, but they do offer a little bit of extra coverage in there. Now, I'm not an attorney. I'm not telling you what to do. Always read the fine print. So there are exclusions to every policy. So in the contract, you will find some fine print, and you really need to read that and decide if that's right for you. There are scenarios where they may not cover you. If you're in a place with a firearm you're not supposed to have, or you're in a place that is, the firearm's not supposed to be there, and you use that firearm in self-defense, they may exclude you from coverage. So that's something to think about, okay? Again, I'm not an attorney. I have very limited legal experience. I worked for a few years for a prepaid legal firm that offered employee benefits, and it kind of reminds me of that. You're a member of something, and they offer coverage to members, but there are certain scenarios where they may not cover you. So read the fine print, decide if this is right for you. But I think the coverages that Right to Bear offers are really great for the price. It's, where you start to get a little bit expensive is when you start doing add-ons. So if you add an associate, a spouse, something like that, multi-state coverage, they will cover bail fees. I think it's an extra $4 a month. So you start to tack on these little things. It can get kind of pricey, but for the base package, I think they offer a little better coverage than a lot of the other companies out there. So, good to take a look at.
Like what?
Like what do they offer the other companies don't?
Yeah, what exactly is a witness that you would
So
say
expert witness, they're going to bring in someone to, again, not a lawyer, no legal experience, but from my understanding, an expert witness is going to be someone who's going to testify on your behalf of it being a self-defense shooting. So they're gonna reference other self-defense shootings, something like that. Okay. Again, I'm just a dummy. I have no legal experience, so I'm just going by, I watch Law and Order. Don't you watch Law and Order? Come on. There's expert witnesses in Law and Order.
Sorry.
You do get a few things with them as well. They do offer some training. They do some seminars. You can look those up on the calendar. They're in a bunch of different states, mostly southern states. I hope they expand that a little bit. But you can do some training seminars. They do have some YouTube videos and things like that you can also get some training through. And that's important because you want to avoid those things that may exclude you from coverage. So you you want to be aware of your surroundings, where you're at, if you're supposed to have that firearm there. What I'll say about that is I don't go to places where it's a gun-free zone. In Texas, it's a 3006 clause. And businesses that have the 3006 clause, you cannot go in there with concealed carry, open carry, blah, blah, blah. I don't go to those places. That's a soft target. I avoid those places like the plague. I don't go to the post office. I'm not going to courthouses. I don't break the law, but I go only places I can carry my firearm when I go, because my well-being, my family's well-being is important to me. And so I avoid places that are gun-free zones. So I had a meeting with Scott from Right to Bear maybe a couple months ago, and this video is a little bit delayed. I was sick and I got a lot of extra work after that, and just now getting around to making this video. But Scott was nice enough to sit down with me for about 30 minutes, and we discussed coverages and what may be exclusions and things like that. And he kind of put me at ease a little bit. Don't be where you're not supposed to be, that kind of thing. Now, it is not available in New York, New Jersey, or Washington. I don't even have to explain why, but in case you're not familiar, those are very anti-gun places. Here's why you may want self-defense coverage. If you live in a metropolitan area, it's probably a blue area, and they are typically anti-gun just by policy. It doesn't matter if it's a clean shoot, if you're protecting your home, you're protecting your family, they may try to make an example out of you. Now, you live in the more rural areas, you're a little more, conservative maybe out there, and you may not experience that. But yeah, I think it's important. I think self-defense coverage is important if you carry every day, especially if you live in an area where, and I don't get political on this channel, but in the areas where if you live somewhere where the politics are out to get you for being a gun owner, that's the areas I think you really might consider any one of these products. It's up to you to decide which one's right for you. I can't decide that, but Right to Bear does have right in the name. I don't know. No, but sure read the fine print, decide which one's best for you. But think about that. If you use your firearm in self-defense and they come after you and try to charge you, you don't want to come out of pocket for a defense attorney. That is incredibly expensive. So I feel that I can avoid things that would put me in those exclusions, and that way I am covered. Now, you can use their program attorney, you can use your own attorney. The only caveat to that is your personal attorney has to agree to Right to Bear's fees, which I'm not sure exactly what those are. However, I'll take some representation over none, right? So if my attorney that I normally use doesn't agree to their fees, but they provide me an attorney, I'll take them.
So that's why basically you need coverage. If you're carrying, you should have coverage.
I think so. Especially if you live in an urban area,
okay.
Because the policies are a little bit different. They're a little more skewed anti-gun. By the way, my wife is behind the camera here, and occasionally she'll pop in with a question. Yes, I think especially if you live in an urban area, because if you defend yourself with your firearm in a self-defense scenario, there's not a guarantee that you won't be charged. So you want representation. Now, if you are out in rural Alabama or Texas or whatever, out there, you may not be. I don't know. But the peace of mind $165 a year buys me, that at least I have some representation. So I think some really great coverages from Right to Bear, and I think that I'll switch over to them coming up soon. Now, there are some other options. Like I said, I'm not telling you to sign up for Right to Bear. I'm telling you, look at their coverages, read the fine print, compare them to other companies, and decide what's best for you. I am an affiliate, full disclosure, but I've never pushed people to sign up. I think what's best for you, what makes you most comfortable, is the best bet. So look at the other options, compare them, compare what the base package from Right to Bear offers you compared to the other 8-10 big companies out there, however many there are. Maybe compare them and just take a good look, because I think Right to Bear offers some really great coverages at that base level. That's all I got for you today. Consider it, shop around, but think about self-defense coverage, whether it be any of the number of options, and I will see you next time I make a video. Y'all stay safe out there.